Niakhate and Richards are back. Welcome to Forest Fan TV. Good morning, good evening, or good night, wherever in the world you are, whatever time of day you're watching this. Hope you're having a fantastic day, and welcome to your latest Forest news in a day that is going to be jam-packed with content, and we're going to have to get it all out to you. Pretty much, you'll be having new content at least every couple of hours today. Coming up on Forest Fan TV today is going to be your injury update, your preview to the Bournemouth match. We will have the Premier League weekly predictor where we preview all the Premier League matches. Make sure you're part of that. Use the link tree down below. Following that, we will have the full launch of our interview with Craig Bromfield, where he talks about Brian Clough and life with Brian Clough. That will be released at 6 p.m. for the non-members. And then following that, we will have a Gore episode tonight at 8:45, where we'll preview with the boys and look ahead to the Bournemouth match. So, plenty to come today. And if you would be kind enough to take a second just to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, because 45% of you watching this video right now are not subscribed. So make sure you've logged into your Google account, hit that subscribe button, and let's see if we can move that percentage down to like 40% of you. So take that second, and we very much appreciate it here on Forest Fan TV. Let's jump into the news, and let's start with a huge piece of news. Niakhate and Richards are set to be back and in full training in the next 7 to 10 days. And that's just a huge bonus for us. I mean, there was some crazy reports saying that Niakhate was going to be out until July. And you know what? I wouldn't have been surprised, and I would have probably have believed it. However, finally, they both seem to be, rehabilitating hand in hand and will be returning at the same time. Let's just refresh your memories on both of them for those of you who have forgotten about them, because this to me feels like two new signings that we're getting in this window. I know it sounds weird, but the Niakhate coming back into that defense is going to take us from strength to strength. So, quick reminder, Niakhate had played a couple of games at the start of the season. It was during the West Ham game towards the middle to end of it, where he pulled up and felt something go in his leg. Now, he did go off and then come back on, carried on for a few minutes, and then was taken off injured. And since that moment, we haven't seen him. If you cast your minds back to October, Niakhate was rumoured to be returning and close to fitness, to the extent that he joined Senegal on their international friendlies. He was then returned from Senegal before the second match, and in the first match was named as a substitute and sent back to Forest. And we understand the injury had got worse, and since then he has been out. It's just been ridiculous how poor the medical team, the rehabilitation has been with him. An injury that should have only taken 6 to 8 weeks has turned into 6 to 8 years, and it's just ridiculous. He has been such a huge miss, in my opinion, at the back, and I can't wait to get him back in. If you cast your minds back to Richards, and in the summer when he signed him, there was huge rumors that during his medical, the stress fracture that was in his leg was not found. In fact, these rumors were true and infuriated the Greek father Marinakis, such to the extent that when it came to our next signings with the likes of Lingard, Mangala, they were done in London and Mangala done in Greece because of the anger caused to Marinakis. We were told by Steve Cooper during the pre-season friendlies that he would not be back in weeks, but he would not be out for months. Interesting. Anyway, then he was set to return in November. During that time, we heard rumors of a setback to his progress, and we're finally going to see him return next week. Now, guys, don't hold your breaths just yet, because you never know with the Forest medical staff what's going to happen next with these two. And there will be some of you who are saying, I'm slating them. What do I know about these medical conditions and everything. That's up to you. But I'm sorry, we've got 10 to 11 players out injured, which happens. The problem is when the recovery of those players is overextended, you have to start questioning the source of it. And that's exactly what we're doing. And I do come, well, not me personally, but I have a dad who is a doctor. And I do talk to him about this a lot. Now, there's only so much you can get, obviously, from reports and things. Even as a doctor, you would need to see the patient themselves to understand it all. However, it's just been poor. I have to say it. You look at the likes of Awoni now. Awoni, who was rumored to be ready for the Bournemouth match this weekend, he's out for a couple of months. Henderson, was initially told 4 weeks. Now we're hearing 5 to 6 weeks. Could be 6 to 8 weeks. There's a lot of this going on at Nottingham Forest, and you have to start questioning what are the medical staff doing with our players. In terms of other injuries, we've had some, as Stephen D becomes a Super Red. Stephen D, thank you so much for becoming a member. If you want to become a member like Stephen, just hit that join button down below. It's only 99p. Look, we've had some other updates on some players, and as always, they've been very, very vague. We know Ryan Yates is potentially going to be back this weekend, so we may not see the Danilo debut off the bat. We will touch on this obviously in the Boring Mouth preview video coming up shortly. On top of that, Boly is still not close to returning. Again, it was a vague update from Steve Cooper saying that we can't tell for sure where he is. From one day to the other, he seems better, he seems worse. The usual stuff that we've come to expect from this. So don't expect to see Boly, maybe expect to see Yates, but as I mentioned, we'll talk about that more in the coming video. In terms of Hendo, Cooper's already admitted to the fact that he's going to be out for at least 4 weeks. I always say times it apply 2 and +1 on that. Anyway, the point of this video is a bit of positivity. No, it sounds weird as I've just cussed down the medical staff team, but let's get back to the positivity, which is these two players. They are huge signings. And yes, I am calling them and referring to them as signings because we've only seen Niakhate play in 2.5 games, whatever it was at the start of the season. And we have not seen Omar Richards lace those boots even for a friendly yet. Do I expect Omar Richards to get back into the Forest team? No. Not at all. Lodi is just a different class. He's a different beast. And I think Omar Richards may get some, late game time because Lodi sometimes does overexert himself in terms of energy, etc. And Omar Richards will come into that fold. Will he be ahead of Tuffalo in the ranking, I guess, is the question. Who will be number 2 to Lodi? And I think long term he will be, because if you look at the order of the signings, he came in before Tuffalo, and Tuffalo was brought in as a buy one get one free, so to speak, deal with Lewis O'Brien, and did cause some rifting when it came to signing, as he tried to hold the deal to ransom by getting a few extra pennies out of his weekly wages. So I think the initial plan was to have Omar Richards as first choice and then Tuffalo as second, but as that Lodi deal became, available, we had to go for it, and that, for me, has pushed Omar Richards into second. Let me know down below your ranking of the 3 left backs and which order you think they should be in. And in terms of Niakhate, I said in the summer this was the signing of the summer for us. I think he's got the most important role. He is a leader. He is strong, he is pacey, and he's a cracking defender. Now, what I don't want to do is hype and heal and... Let me try again. What I don't want to do is hype and push all the pressure onto him, because he is going to need some time to get the ring rust out of his system, because he hasn't played for 5 months or something stupid like that. So we are going to have to be patient with his return. And I don't expect him to be chucked into any of the cup matches, for example. It may not be until the home game against Leeds where we see him, in my opinion. And then it may not even be a start. It's most likely going to be off the bench, but it doesn't matter. I'll take that over anything else, because we have not seen him and we've been crying out for this pace and power at the back for so long. And in my opinion, long term, he is captain material. But I want your thoughts on it down below, so let me know. So great news, they will be back very, very shortly. That was your injury update today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Stick around because we've got so many more videos coming up. Next up, I think, is going to be the boring match preview. If you've enjoyed the content, please don't forget to hit that like button before you leave if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. We are honing in on 9K thanks to you guys. You guys are absolute legends. So keep growing FFTV. And finally, if you want to become a member and enjoy all the perks, hit that join button down below. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next video. Come on, you Reds.